Good morning. Welcome to our community meditation. And good morning to everybody who's joining us online today. If you could all turn off your cell phones or just any electronic devices and become really present here, that would be great. And we can share this space and consciousness together. I'm Kelly Kapsar, and I'm the practitioner for the day. And we'll be doing 15 to 18 minutes of meditation that includes music and silence and spoken word. So that's kind of where we're heading. So let's all take a breath. And I invite you to feel your breath in your belly, in your low back. And feel your breath expanding into your shoulders and your hips. And feel your breath expanding into your elbows and your knees. And feel your breath expanding into your head and your hands and your feet. With the next breath, feeling your breath expand into the universe around you and the earth below you. Knowing yourself in this moment to be the perfect manifestation of divine right here on earth. Bringing forth the combination that you only can bring forth. Our theme today is finding the sacred in the simple. And as you've just experienced, the breath, your breath, is both the most simple and complex thing around. And so notice what happens with each inhalation. Maybe one inhalation feels more connected to the universal part. Maybe one inhalation feels more connected to the earthly part. Perhaps you're noticing that there's sounds or colors, smells or textures that are moving their way through you as you connect with this breath. With the next breath, I invite you to bring your awareness a little closer to home. What in your world is something that is so simple and yet so complex and reminds you of the interconnectedness of all of divinity? Right now, one of the things that's doing that for me is a chocolate mint plant. I had no idea anything like that existed. And I found one and brought it home with me because it called my name loudly. And I get so much joy and pleasure from watching that little plant grow and how it responds to the sunlight and the moisture in the air and the birds and the trees and the wind that rocks it and the smell as it gets touched and released. What in your life, in your everyday life, that you can remember and focus on when you need to remember the sacred? invite you to breathe that personification of divine into your breath, and notice what happens. How do they merge? How are they the same? How are they different? And feel whatever it is for you with every breath. If you start wandering, going into to-do lists or whatever, simply bring your consciousness, your awareness, back to your breath, back to feeling the breath throughout your entire being, feeling your expanded breath into the universe, into the earth. the next moment or two, start bringing your consciousness, your awareness, your breath back to this time, this space, your body sitting right here in this room, or wherever it is you are sitting and joining us. Invite the re-entry to be as graceful, as easy, and as filling as possible, to allow you to move into the rest of this day, the rest of this week, knowing deeply in your bones that you are part of the simplicity of sacred. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. You can feel free to move around for the next 10 or so minutes. Services will begin at 10 o'clock. And thank you for joining us.
Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep, baptized in the one, where there's no separation and the light is always seen, honoring all our differences, and love will set us free. Oh, oh, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I see the blessings of the past. It's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we gotta try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Compassion, faith, and hope, and love, and truth will set us free. Oh, Mother, Father, God, There's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God. There's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God. There's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, Lord, I said, Mother, Father, God. There's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God. There's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God. There's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul.
There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, there can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love is a power, a presence, one life for all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's love. Oh, yes, I know that I walk. Oh, yes, I walk in the love of God. I walk in the love
Well, good morning, Center for Spiritual Living. What a glorious day it is to be here in Las Vegas Valley with all of you wonderful people. I'm so happy to see you. I see some new faces today. I've already met a couple of new people. Wonderful. I'm so glad you found us. We'd love to hear more about how you found us. We're always interested in how the word gets out. I want to say hi to all those people that are regular attendees. I love seeing your faces each week. It's such a great joy for me. And I want to say hi to those people whose faces we can't see. So if you would, turn and wave at the window back there. Our online audience joins us on our YouTube channel every week. We have about 150 people right now tuning in each week to watch our broadcast. And so we're so thrilled to be able to connect with you in any way possible. We're going to kick it off this morning with a little music. What are we singing, Justin?
Every move I make.
Every move I make.
Yes.
Words are on the screen. If you'd like to stand and sing along with us, it'll get you going here.
I take in you. You walk my way, Spirit. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Singing na 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 na. Every move I make in you. You make me move, Spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, Spirit. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. I know that this love is all of me. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, Spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. I know that this love is all of me.
Good morning, everybody. Greet your neighbor at this time if you're comfortable doing so.
Joe, I know you love it when I do things that are unplanned, so would you turn the house lights up, please? And then come on out here. Today's Joe's birthday. Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you. Hey. I know. But I'm the boss, so I get to be that way. You know, Joe has been with us at least 15 years now, and I tell you, I've never seen anybody that can make us look and sound so good. So thank you, Joe.
Yep.
All right, we're going. Yes, let's give him a hand. All right, so we're going to shift now and go into our little more contemplative time. I'm going to invite up our practitioner of the day, Kelly Capsar, to give us our affirmation and invocation along with Justin Vogel.
The mic's not on.
Mic's on. How about that? All righty. Let's do our affirmation together. I speak words of peace, of cooperation, of creativity, of strength, and they become the world I live in. And take a breath.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. All right, let's sing it now. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And so continuing in this presence of God right here, in this place, I simply breathe in, knowing that the breath is the grace and the glory. It is the flow of divine. It is the simplest little thing that brings joy and peace and flow. It is the biggest, most complex things. The forest of redwoods, the stand of aspens, the breath moving in, through, and as each and every one of us. And so I know right here that I am that presence, that we are that presence. And in this knowingness, I simply relax back into the power, the grace, the glory, the absolute presence that guides and supports and moves each and every one of us individually through everything in our life, through the life of our city and our country and our world. And I know that that divine presence is truly bringing us forward into the greatest yet to be, our most authentic yet to be. The space where we absolutely know and embody with every cell, every fiber of our being, every breath that we take, that we are the hands and hearts and mind of God right here, right here. And so for this and so much more, I'm so very grateful. So very, very grateful for all that is becoming, and all the ways that we are guided, supported, shown, and follow, and become the presence of grace, the presence of glory right here. And knowing this is just our truth, right here, right now, this and every moment, I simply release it into the divine that has already said, of course, this is who you are. Of course, this is who I am. And breathing in together, we simply release this into the goodness, into the godness, into the divinity that leads and guides and supports. And we let it be, knowing it already is. And together we simply say, and so it is.
Let's sing now. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
There's something so powerful about listening to somebody do a prayer and hearing them get choked up. When you know that the Spirit has touched them, there's nothing more beautiful. Justin set the tone there with that amazing song, Surely the Presence. Spirit moved through Kelly, and I sat back here and cried. You know, life is so good. And life is so simple, and that's what I want to talk about today, is the simplicity of spirituality. We think it has to be so complicated and so convoluted and so mysterious. This year we're talking about the mystic's journey. And when we speak of a mystic, we think, oh, that's somebody that's really done a lot of study and a lot of work and a lot of, to get to that place where they feel the Spirit. But sometimes it's simple as a breath. Sometimes it's as simple as a song. Sometimes it's absolutely sitting under a beautiful tree and feeling that connection to the divine. As Kelly was doing her prayer and she mentioned the aspens, I was automatically thought of the aspen grove that was about 150 miles north of where I lived in St. George for a while, that is the oldest and the largest living organism in the entire world. Takes up over 40,000 acres. It's one organism. It is so simple, yet it is so profound. And imagine everything that that one living organism has experienced in the last hundreds of thousands of years that it's been in existence. We think it has to be convoluted. We think it has to be difficult. We think getting in touch with Spirit, because it seems to be so mysterious, it must be hard, it must be difficult. And this idea of mysticism, this mystic's journey, we think of it as something lofty, reserved for those gurus who can sit on the mountaintop forever and ever. Who has time to sit on a mountaintop right now? Or those visionaries who spend hours and hours and hours and hours in meditation. Or only those special people, only the ones that God has touched, only the ones who are good enough or pure enough or have done enough work to get to that place. But the fact is that spirituality happens all the time. And it happens in so many ways, and sometimes it's absolutely the simplest way possible. Sometimes it's absolutely on that individual breath you take. Breathe in and you feel the Spirit connect with you. Breathe out and it connects with others around you. As we're experiencing this journey of the mystic throughout 2025, we're invited to discover that the sacred is not only in those transcendent experiences, but it's in the everyday, ordinary moments of life. I get up real early on Sunday mornings. This morning, for some reason, it was 3 a.m. So I've been up for a while. I'm fine. I go to bed early, so I'm good. But I'm sitting there this morning, and of course, my favorite thing is my really good cup of coffee. And so I have this whole ritual that goes along with a cup of coffee. First off, it's coffee from my friend's coffee shop in Mexico. So it's like really, really good coffee. And I have a pour over. I don't put it in any kind of machine. I actually pour hot boiling water over it, and I let it steep through the little filter. And I have my half and half that I put in there, and I have a little frother to make it foamy. And I put it in a mug, because it takes me a long time to drink it, so I put it in a stainless steel mug so it doesn't get cold. So I'm sitting here this morning, and I'm just reflecting on this as I'm making this coffee, and I'm smelling it. And I don't know, for me, aroma is one of the ways that things get to my senses most quickly. You know, like I use a lot of essential oils, and so if I really want to get a hit from them real quickly, I smell them because it just like goes right into my brain. So I'm sitting here and I'm smelling the aroma of this coffee, and I'm watching the steam come up, and I'm thinking about this talk too, and I'm thinking, well, look at this. This is absolute spirituality in the most simple form. It has every one of the elements in there. There's the earth element, the stuff that was grown in the ground, the coffee. It has the air element, the steam rising from the hot water that's coming out of there. It has the water element. It has the fire element. It has it all blended together. And then I take it, and I take that sip, and I can feel it moving down the back of my throat. I can feel that warmth, the richness of it, the taste of it as it moves in. And then it's like almost like dissipating through my abdominal cavity and so forth as it moves. I was a science teacher. I like this kind of stuff. So I can feel it moving into my body, into my cells, and it's actually being absorbed. And I'm thinking, this is so profound and yet so simple. It is so simple, and it is yet such a way that we connect with that spirituality, with that divine, with that essence in all of its wonderful forms. Imagine this one. Think of it when you smell a wonderful rose. Think of that. I mean, it's just like that essence of it. And everything that has gone in to make that rose beautiful and bring it to you, and then you smell it, and it's just like your whole body is uplifted by that. That's what spirituality is. That's what God is. It is just looking for that avenue to come into us and lift us up a little bit. And so as we think about this, we get all mixed up with all of these words. Like these are three of the words that got me when I first came to Centers for Spiritual Living. We called them the omnis. What a bunch of convoluted things. First off, pronouncing them. All right. First we have omniscience, not omniscient, but omniscience. Omnipotent. I would think omnipotent too for a while. And then, of course, the last one changes the whole pattern, and it's omnipresent. When we look at those words, it looks like it's something mysterious. It's something difficult to understand, and so forth. Ernest, our founder, puts it in this way. Ernest Holmes, in the Science of Mind textbook, he says, "Spirit is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient." But I love this sentence. There is no place where it is not. There is no limit to its power, and there is no limit to its wisdom. It is totally present all the time. It is absolutely the source of all power and infinite wisdom. When we think of it that way, those omni words, we don't even need them. But if we think about it, it's always there, always available, always working, always intelligent, always powerful. Makes it much easier. But we have to, like I said, first off, we're a science, so, science here, we think we have to make things a little more difficult. But and then Ernest has an even shorter way of saying this, and he just says, there's no spot where God is not, which I love that one. There's no spot where God is not. So this idea of practical mysticism that we're talking about this year is that recognition that the sacred, the divine, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, is not separate from our daily experience. We don't come to church on Sunday just to get our spiritual fix. Well, we do, but we don't have to. We can get it throughout the whole week. We can get it at any time. We can get it on our own. We can get it in community. There is no spot where God is not, and we can actually begin to experience it in all the different ways that we can do this. So, over the years, people have talked a lot about the simplicity of it. There's a Buddhist phrase, I love this one. What do you do before enlightenment? You chop wood, carry water. What do you do after enlightenment? Chop wood, carry water. So we think it has to be hard, but it's just part of our daily life. Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, has a really famous quote here about washing dishes. And so he says this, if while washing dishes we think only of the cup of tea that awaits us, hurrying to get the dishes out of the way as if they were a nuisance, then we are not alive during the time we are washing dishes. We're missing the opportunity for spiritual connection if we're wishing it away, if we're trying to get to the next thing, if we think it has to be something greater than what it is. If we are out on our morning walk and we're thinking to ourselves, I can't wait till I get back home and I can sit and meditate, we're missing the opportunity that we had to meditate on our morning walk. We're missing the spiritual connection that we're feeling in the environment around us. We're missing the air that we are breathing if we're thinking about those next things ahead of us. We talk a lot here about mindfulness. And mindfulness is, again, has three components. It's being aware of what's happening, it's being in the present moment, and it's not judging it. So it's just accepting it for what it is. And so if we can spend our time, everything that we're doing mindfully, staying fully aware of what's happening, staying in the present moment, and not having reactions to it as if this is good or bad, or I want to get rid of this, or I don't want to do that, or I can't wait to do the next thing, then we can actually have a different experience of everything around us. When we bring awareness to our hands, the warmth of the water on our hands as we're washing dishes, the rhythm of the scrubbing, the gratitude for the meal that you're now washing off the dishes. Imagine if we threw that in there. We can experience the sacredness in that simple act of washing dishes. But if we're thinking about the things ahead of us or the things that I want to do, or we're not liking to wash dishes, so we're a little angry about it, or we're a little ticked off that we have to do it, then we're missing out on what's available to us in each moment. Our philosophy here invites us to practice this presence of the divine in every moment. Practice the presence is what we call it. So that when we're in traffic, or when we're folding laundry, or when we're making coffee, we can shift from getting through it to experiencing life like a living meditation. Now, wouldn't that be something? To experience life as a living meditation. Joel Goldsmith puts it this way: every moment of every day, the divine is pressing itself upon us, waiting to be recognized. Are we looking for it only in those things that we think are supposed to be sacred? Are we only looking for spirit when we come into a spiritual center like this? Or are we only looking for our connection with God when we're sitting down praying? Or are we only looking for it when we're engaged in some kind of sacred service? We have an opportunity at every moment to connect with spirit in the most simple and the most profound ways. And so one of the ways that we often don't experience that connection with spirit, that sacred in the everyday, is by allowing things to distract us from it. We think about what's happening next, or what just happened, and we're ruminating on that. We think about our next meeting, our next meal, our next conversation we're having. But the sacred spirit is only ever found in the present moment. We don't find God tomorrow. We find God now. We connect with spirit now. Tomorrow is never there. It's always that illusion of something that we're striving for. We always need to connect with spirit in the moment, in the present moment. And so as we develop our willingness to be fully present right now, we have many more opportunities to experience the divine. We can actually begin to shift from getting through life to experiencing life as a living meditation. I think that would be the ultimate goal, to experience my life as a living meditation every day. That whatever I'm doing, I'm actually aware of the presence of the divine moving through that activity, moving through me, moving through the people I'm interacting with, moving through whatever it is I'm working on. So we can actually begin to eliminate our distractions and stay more present in the moment. We can have a better experience of that. There's some easy practices that we can do to help us. We can practice gratitude. Gratitude is a gateway to spirit, to connecting with spirit. Gratitude always shifts our awareness, always. It transforms the mundane into the miraculous. If I'm grateful for that cup of coffee that I had this morning, I am having a completely different experience, as if it's just a routine thing and I just kind of go with it and never think about it. But when I actually embrace it and stay fully present with it and have an attitude of gratitude about that, it's a completely different experience. When we wake up in the morning and take a breath and give thanks for feeling that air in our lungs, for the body that's going to carry us around through the day, for the people that love us in our lives. When we can do all that, we step into sacred awareness more and more frequently. Another thing we can do, again, it's about staying present with it, is take a sacred pause, a 1 minute, a one breath pause. Just stop and think, what's happening right now? What am I experiencing right now? What do I see right now? What do I feel right now? What is going on in my body right now? Take that pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Feel the air around you. Feel the air moving through you. And remind yourself in every single moment, this is a sacred time. I am connecting with the Spirit as it resides within me. I am connecting with the divine. One breath connects us to the divine presence. One of my favorite things to do is to bless the ordinary. Bless the things that just happen ordinarily in our lives. Like I said, I got up this morning with a lot of blessings for my coffee. I had blessings for my babies, my dogs that were a little crazy this morning, but they made me laugh so loud with all of their antics. I have blessings for putting on warm clothes when I got out of the shower this morning, and it was a little cool, and it was nice to put on something that was soothing and comforting. I have blessings for this amazing space where I get to come and have fun all day long. I have blessings for all of the ordinary things. When I get into the car, I bless the drivers. I bless the drivers on the road. When this morning, I had to take a big detour. I-15 was closed. So it was like, but I'm blessing all of those because there was an accident. So I'm blessing all of those first responders that are dealing with that, all of the people that were in the accident, everything that was going on around it. I am blessing them throughout the day. When I bless things, I'm touching the energy of it somehow. I am actually connecting with that thing, that presence of the divine as it's showing up in that thing or that person or that experience. So before I sit down to do anything, I bless it. We grew up, a lot of us grew up blessing our food. And that's such a powerful practice. But imagine if we expanded that out into blessing everything. I open my laptop in the morning and I bless it. I bless the internet for the connectivity that it gives me. I bless the electricity and everything that goes into making the power work on it. I bless it and bless it and bless it, and everything just seems to be, it just changes my whole attitude for everything. My whole day is just different when I start off with the blessings. It turns every single everyday activity into a sacred action for me. And one of the last things here is to see the divine in others. So often when we are in any kind of conflict, and especially, right now our world is a little challenging. And so when I can look at someone that I don't necessarily agree with and see the presence of God in them, it shifts how I feel. It shifts my energy around it. It shifts my response to them. It shifts everything about what's happening in that interaction. And so as I can look at that person and say, you too are the presence of the divine. There's a wonderful song, Karen Drucker's song, You Are the Face of God. I know I use this as a practice. When I first started at Centers for Spiritual Living, it was in the early 2000s, and we had a large influx of unhoused people that were on the streets asking for money. And I was disturbed by it because I couldn't give to everybody. And so I had to figure out a way that I could respond to that. And I heard this song, Karen Drucker's song. And so what I did was I started making eye contact with the people as they were standing on the corner. And in my mind, I'm singing to myself, "You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of love." You know, just something like that, where it made me feel a lot better. And I can't help but think it made the other people at least be seen, acknowledged, understand that they weren't alone on this. As I said, I couldn't help everyone, but I had to find something I could do. And so seeing the divine in others is a wonderful practice to do that. So I told you that we were going to do something fun today. This is one of the simplest practices I've found to actually get a good spiritual connection. So yesterday in our Soul Crafters, we made malas. So if you're not familiar with a mala, the word is from Sanskrit. It means garland. And it's made of 108 beads. The word bead in Old English has the same root as the word prayer. So it's a prayer bead. So traditionally there are 108. Now there's a lot of reasons for this 108 number as far as why they have that. It's a sacred number. Numerology, it's a sacred number. Astrology, it's a sacred number. In the Hindu philosophy, there's 108 energy points running to the heart. So there's all kinds of reasons. My favorite reason, and I can't tell you who I got it from, but I loved it when I read it, is I wanted to do 100, and so I thought I'd throw in a couple more to make sure I covered 100. So 108. So we chant different things. Chanting has been going on for at least the last 5,000 years. It's really big in Hindu and Buddhism. They do all kinds of different practices with chanting. One of the oldest chants is one that I used for a long time. It's called the Gayatri, and it's a Vedic chant to evoke the spirit, the presence of the divine. It's really transformative. It takes a long time to do, though. It takes about 25 minutes to chant that one. There are all kinds of Buddhist chants. You may have heard some of them on different podcasts and things like that, where you see the different things. So there are actually Buddhist centers where you go, and that's what you do for the service, is you chant. And so there are all kinds of ways of doing this. It transcends all religions. You may have heard of Gregorian chants in the Catholic religion. Native American religions have lots of different chants in them. So there are lots of different ways that we can do chanting here. When I was thinking about this, I thought, well, chanting isn't just about like songs and singing and so forth. We have phrases that we chant. Like, for instance, I grew up in a Presbyterian church, and we said the Apostles' Creed. Our Father who art in heaven, blessed art thou. Oh, no, that's not it. I believe in God. I got it all. I got 3 of them here, and I got them all mixed up. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, the Apostles' Creed, and it goes on. It's quite lengthy. You may have heard the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It goes on. Those are chants. If you grew up Catholic, you might have grown up with a rosary, where you had to say Hail Mothers and Our Fathers. You might have Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Those are chants. They're all different ways to connect spiritually. Now, sometimes in some of the faiths and philosophies, they've been used like as a penance. Like you did something wrong, so you got to say your Hail Marys and Our Fathers. But for the most part, it's a way of being in spiritual connection with each other. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote one. I first found this in the book, How to Change Your Life. If you want to know the whole passage that goes along with it, go to the bathroom, because there's 4 of them in the bathrooms that tell you exactly what that is. We've been using this to close our services on Sunday mornings this year, but I wanted you to experience the chant that goes along with this. So this is 108 times. We're going to say these phrases here. She's already freaking out over here. 108 times. It takes 12 and a half minutes. It takes 12 and a half minutes to do. Justin and I are going to chant it on the mics, and we're going to invite you to chant along with us. Now, here are some things I want you to be aware of as we're chanting. You may reach a point where you've chanted for a while and all of a sudden you just fall silent. Absolutely perfect. You may reach a point where you never want to stop chanting. You just want to keep going and going and going. You may reach a point where you lose the words and you can't remember what they are, and you have to open your eyes back up to look at the screen. You may hear the words, you may know that you're speaking the words, but you may feel like you're having an out-of-body experience. All of these are possible as we're doing this. What I'd like you to do is to practice the mindfulness. So as something occurs, as you feel any kind of disturbance in you, any kind of shift in energy in you, any kind of, oh my God, is this ever going to be over in you? I want you to then bring your awareness back to the words. Bring your awareness back to the words, start to chant again, and go into it. Now, you may have to do this multiple times. That's the part of our mind. Our mind is trying to keep us distracted all the time. Remember I said distractions keep us out of the sacred? So our mind is trying to distract us all of the time. So go with whatever you feel. As I said, this is 12 and a half minutes. It's not an eternity. You will absolutely get through it. And what you're going to find, I can pretty much guarantee it, because I've even got a chair up here because I don't know if I can do it while I'm standing because I get so wired. The absolute power of collective chanting is amazing. The energy that is created as we do this chant together, I swear, it like lifts the room off. There have been times when I have been chanting where I am literally floating above my body, where I can feel that energy of, I can look down and see the body, but I know that my essence, who I am, is above the body, because it is such a powerful, yet such a simple practice. You guys want to play? All right, so we're going to start this. I'm going to do a couple here just to give you the rhythm of it, and then we'll start it for sure. So it goes like this. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. And so we just go like that. So it's a little fast, not too fast. And like I said, if you fall out of the step, just stop where you're at, be aware of what's happening, look back at the words, and pick up the chant again. I'm going to have my eyes closed, so I'm going to be counting with the beads here. I move the bead in my finger as I say the verse each time to get us to that point. You ready, Justin? Okay, here we go.
Ready.
There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one God. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God.
That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now.
Just breathe that in for a moment. All right, let's just take this right into prayer from where we're at here. Breathing into the energy that has been created in this collective consciousness. Breathing in to the power and the simplicity of this sacred chant. Breathing in to the fullness and the allness of the divine that is right here at the heart of our being, right here in each one of us, right here present as this community, as this space, as this practice that we are engaged in. I know that there is nothing outside of this omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent divine being. I know that this one is the creator of all. It is the love intelligence that has brought forth everything into existence. It is the isness, the allness, the fullness of all life. And it is right here, right now, in each one of us. For we are all that unique and perfect emanation of a love so powerful it could do nothing but create more of itself and create it beautifully and perfectly. Just living, breathing examples of spirit here on earth. The place on which we stand is holy ground, for the presence of the divine is right there. It is moving through us. It is showing up as us. It is all that we are and all that we do. And nothing exists outside of this one life, this one presence, this one power, and this one love. It is who and whose we are. It is why we are here and what we have to do. To simply open ourselves to be that vessel through which God shows up. In His simple forms of connection, in its profound forms of love, as generosity, as open-heartedness, as gratitude and forgiveness, as compassion for others and compassion for ourselves. That's the nature of the divine. That's who we are. That's why we're here. To be that living embodiment of this incredible love intelligence. I'm all a-tingle with the thought of the power and the presence of this divine moving into expression as this community. I know that magnificent things are happening as each one of us, to each one of us, and through each one of us. For we are the embodiment of the love intelligence. I'm so grateful to know it. I'm so grateful to feel it. I'm so grateful to see the experience of it happening right now. And so I just release this word into that law that always says yes, that always says, let's do this. I let it go and I let it be. And together we say, so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free. I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God.
Beautiful. Thank you all for playing with me today. I love it that I can come in here and do that. So recently our community has gone through a process called strategic planning. And so as about 20 different people from our leadership got together and with a trainer and came up with what we call our values, mission, and vision statements. So they're up here on the screen, and we're going to start putting them on most of our documents and so forth. We introduced this last Sunday at our annual meeting, but I wanted everyone that wasn't here to see that also. And so the three things that we value most of all is empowerment, finding ways that we can empower our lives and the lives of others around us. Our education. We were founded as a teaching philosophy back in the early 1900s. And education is still one of our fundamental and foundational practices. And the idea of respect, especially in the climate that our world is entering into, to be a place that is respectful to each other, that respects others as they come in, that respects people wherever they are on their walk through life. These were our three core values in here. And so our mission then is to, is who we are in the present tense, is the CSLGLV is an empowering spiritual community offering education, connection, and celebration to support each person's unique journey. And so that's what we're about. That's what we're doing here in the world. Our vision, what we're growing into, is CSLGLV aspires to be a premier provider of empowering spiritual education and global community connections. We are really working on developing our education offerings. You've seen lots of new classes that are being well received here in the community. More things, you'll hear some announcements about a few more things coming up. But we're all about educating and being that outstanding provider of education for spiritual growth and transformational living. And then our global connection. Global connection has become more of a premier thing for us because we have our wonderful YouTube channel and the way that we can connect with people in classes through our Zoom classes and offerings and things like that. I'm getting ready to do a class that has people from Mexico, California, and here in it. And so it's a wonderful way to come together from across countries, across states, and across countries to bring about that transformative education here. So I wanted you to see that before we announce our pledge program. Did something, there we go. Spirit of Giving pledge program. We have not done a pledge program here in at least the last 8 years. None of us on the Leadership Council could remember the last one. So I know it was when I was still in ministerial school, so it had to be at least 8 years ago. And we are running right now. You have a lot of information in the little handout that you were given today with our finances from last year. And as I told people the year before, we're currently working at a deficit, taking money out of our reserves to see what we can grow here in this community. But I had this revelation a couple of weeks ago. When I found the charter that we were originally chartered in 1955 as a teaching chapter by our founder, Ernest Holmes. So for the last 70 years, everyone who has been a member or a committed friend of our center actually contributed to the building that we're in right now. We were able to sell our old building and buy this one outright. So everyone for the last 70 years has gifted us this. As I was thinking about it, I thought of that old adage about planting a tree whose shade you'll never sit under. Those people 70 years ago didn't know what they were going to create here. But they believed enough in the mission and the vision and the values of the organization to support it. It's now our opportunity to make what we have here, what they have given us, this people for the last 70 years have gifted us. It is now our duty, our responsibility, our honor to maintain and sustain it. And so as we were looking at our reserves and so forth, currently the way the budget sits is we would probably take $60,000 out of our reserves for this year, which means we only have about 2 more years, maybe 2.5 years of reserves left to maintain and sustain the place. So we are looking for committed giving. So I know many of you already give generously, and we are so, so blessed by that. I see it every week when it comes in. I see the offerings. I get tickled when I see the surprise ones that come in sometimes. It is such a pleasure to know that we are so well supported by our community. And so what we're asking is if you are already a committed giver, if you already identify yourself as a giver and contribute regularly, we ask you to increase that just a little bit. If you're not already a committed giver, then we're asking you to consider doing that. We're inviting you to be in partnership with us to see what we can grow here at Centers for Spiritual Living. We're going to talk about this throughout the month, for this week and the next 3 weeks. And then on the 30th of March, we're going to do a celebration for all of those who have said yes to being a committed giver. And Justin has put together a wonderful jazz trio with Karen Jones, who was here last week singing for us. She's going to be back here to sing. We are going to do a jazz brunch right here. I'm making charcuterie boards. If any of you know my charcuterie boards, you know what that's going to be. So wonderful food, wonderful entertainment for anyone who submits a pledge card to us. We have it online, so currently right now you could scan the QR code that's on the back. There's also the URL there if you want to go to that. You also were given a pledge card. If you would like to fill that out, and I forgot to put the space on there for your email, so if we don't have your current email, put that on there too, and we will send you the electronic information for you to pledge. We don't want to have your credit card, debit card stuff laying around, so we'd like it to be done electronically. If you need help with that, Kaylee and Kelly are in the back there to help you with your pledges. If you already are pledging, you already have an auto donation, auto tithe coming out, then you can just increase the amount. Like I just called up Kelly on Friday and said, change my amount, increase it for me. And she was able to do that. I didn't have to give her new card numbers or anything like that. She just automatically did it in the system. So if you're already giving electronically that way, we can very easily change it for you. Again, this is one of our duties as members, is to give financially in an identifiable way. And it's one of our blessings from the friends and visitors that we have, that they also support that. But I thought you'd like to hear from somebody else besides me about why they give. And so I'm going to invite up Kelly Marshall, who is one of our practitioners, to tell us a little bit about why she is moved to give to Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I was thinking about what I was going to talk to you about today, and for a few minutes I thought it was going to be something else, but Reverend Laura just said something about planting a tree whose shade you will never enjoy, never sit under. And that kind of set in stone for me what I was going to bring up. So I can stand here and I can tell you ways my life has changed. Since October of 2011, I have come to this center regularly, immediately jumped into classes, knew I wanted to be a practitioner, and that set a trajectory for my life. It has been absolutely phenomenal. I have learned through the processes, through education, through spiritual practice, how to navigate everything that I have faced in my life, and I have no regrets, and I don't want for anything. But when we talk about that tree that we're planting, I want to talk to you for a minute about the two of the brightest stars in my life, and that would be, I'm gonna cry. Kaylee, who's back there, and Kyle, who most of you know. They started coming to the center with me when they were little kids. And watching them grow up here, going to the youth room every Sunday, going to camp, going to young adult camp now for Kyle, both of them serving in leadership in camp, serving here, and walking with them through the things that they've gone through in their lives, things kids go through: bullying, loss of loved ones, losses of their pets, violence, school shootings, and seeing how they've emerged through those things affirms for me that bringing them there that first Sunday and taking them upstairs was the perfect thing to do. Because not only have they navigated through all of those things as they've grown up, they continue to walk through life every day with the tools that they need to overcome those things that show up before them and to be grateful for the wonderful things that are already there. I can't teach that by myself. It does take a village, And it takes a community that is steeped in spiritual truth to bring that out and to affirm it to them, because they're not always going to listen to me. But they're going to see the examples that all of us set together. And I am truly grateful for that, and that is the reason why I give. Thank you.
So we ask you to take this with you, consider it, see what Spirit is calling you to contribute. And when you're ready, fill out the commitment card. And you can either bring the physical card back or you can go online. Either way, your commitment will be your ticket to the jazz brunch. On the 30th. The 30th of March is the jazz brunch here in the service afterwards. All right, so we haven't talked enough about money, so let's just do our little offering here. So I invite our ushers to come forward. And if you are giving electronically, we appreciate that. We have lots of ways that you can do that. If you're giving in cash or check, the ushers will be by with a basket for you. And if you would, just take your offering or your hands, either way, put them over your heart. Take in a nice deep breath and just repeat after me. This gift I give
This gift I give
goes forth from me,
goes forth from me,
does amazing and miraculous things,
does amazing, miraculous things,
and returns to me in kind,
and returns to me in kind.
pressed down and overflowing.
Pressed down and overflowing.
And so it is.
And
What
so
are we
it
singing,
is.
Justin?
Circulation.
Circulation.
Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation.
So we are just so grateful for everything that is in circulation right now, everything that's in consciousness, everything that has been given physically and electronically, everything that is yet to be given. We know that we are entirely blessed by it. And these blessings go out from us, multiplying and touching lives in wonderful ways. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you. Okay, just a couple announcements, and we're running a little behind here, but we have a few classes coming up. The first one is a new class based on the work of Mother Teresa from a book called Love, a Fruit Always in Season. This is with Tony Harvey and Wilson Reed here. It's on Saturday mornings. 3 Saturdays, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. The book is included in the price. It's $69 for the book study. The newcomers group is a new sacred circle that's going to be meeting here starting 2 weeks from now after service. It's if you want to know anything about science of mind, come in and talk about it with us. We'll be talking about some of the things that I bring up during the service and some of the principles and practices that we use throughout the time. This is going to be a repeating sacred circle, so it'll go for 6 weeks and then it will repeat again. Essential Earnest is one of our foundational classes for our practitioner studies. If you're at all interested in becoming a practitioner, this is a requirement. This is the basic philosophy of Ernest Holmes, our founder. It's going to be on Zoom. I've got people coming in from California to join us for that. On Thursday nights, starting in March, 10 Thursdays in a row, from 6 to 8:30. My new book, I have an experiential book study on that where we're going to do the practices. We're going to do some practices together in the book study, and then you'll work on some of them throughout the week for yourself. This is going to be on Wednesday nights in April, 5 Wednesdays in April. Next, right now we're starting to collect for our used book sale on March 23rd. Here in the sanctuary, we will be selling used books. If you have any used books and would like to donate them, make sure that they're in good shape and appropriate for donating in a church. just saying. No magazines or encyclopedias or things like that. So, just saying. We're going to take all the leftover books and give them to a wonderful organization called Spread the Word Nevada, which takes used books, cleans them up, sells them, and buys books for kids. How good is that? So, anyway, that'll be on the 23rd. And we have prayer available in the prayer room over here. Kelly Capsar will be outside of the door. It's right outside of this door. There's another door on the other side of the hallway. If you're looking for a personal spiritual mind treatment, please go back and see one of our practitioners there. All right, I think we've, all right, let's stand. If you're comfortable, hold hands. If you're not, that's okay too. It is still that kind of flu-y season, so no judgment here. And since we have not had enough of this, would you repeat after me? There is only one life.
There's only one life.
That life is God.
That life is God.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
And that life is my life now.
That life is mine.
And so it is. Thank you.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All right, last time. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me